Alright, Shelby, let's take a look at some of your GS turns out on Snow Dance this weekend. It's pretty good skiing. Rolling up nicely there. One thing I think is if you really want to push that outside left hand a little bit more driving through the turn, um, it kind of hangs back right there. Not so much on this side. Right-footed turns. If you can see the difference, your outside hand is a little more forward on that side, and I think that helps you uh, continue to make pressure getting in front of the boot, driving forward. But on this side, you can see it kind of, it's sort of hanging back right there, and it never really comes forward. All right, we want to make sure our hands are, well, above the waist, elbows forward, but in front of the torso, elbows in front of the torso. But here, they're kind of they're wide, but they're more straight out to your sides. Where this side, oh, don't need that. Where in right-footed turns, you could see that outside hand just pushes more forward. Kind of helps you, I think, finish the turn better. So left-footed turns. Let's make sure right there that should be pushing forward. But otherwise, good turns. I mean, look at the tracks there. Tracks don't lie. Got them both rolled up nicely. We can see the tracks right there, nice and clean. Looks like you're in the front of the boot. Some pretty good skiing. We got to take this skiing and somehow translate this to a race course. Easier said than done, I know. There you are, sort of. There we go. Yeah, I mean, you can see right-footed turns. That hand drives, nicely forward, outside hand. The second thing is on your left-footed turns, it also seems to be at the top of the turn, the initiation, too much lead change. So too much of scissoring, too much the inside foot in front of the outside foot. And you can see it developing right there. You correct it as the turn progresses. Right in here, it's gone, but it's too much to start. We don't do it on this side nearly as much. And that's about all you want, a half a boot length. That's good skiing. Hands driving forward. For whatever reason, left footers, there you're starting there. A pretty big lead change to start that turn. And we don't see that. We don't see the outside hand where, we know on the other side that outside hand was pushing, well forward. All right, there. And that's good looking stuff. Rolled them up nice. Got our feet up from underneath us, level shoulders, driving forward in the front of the boot. That side's just not quite as much. I mean, it's still pretty good. But all in all, Shelby, that's some good skiing. I'd like to see a little more of a definitive pole plant or a definite pole plant out in front. Also, we've talked about this. You tend to kind of flick it down when the pole is behind you, point it back, you just sort of flick your wrist down and smack the snow. Let's see that get out in front a little bit more. We can't see it as much going frame by frame, but I also think you tend to kind of pop too high. We've talked about this. You pop up, causes you to be a little light at the top of the turn. There you go, but you do come down on it. That's a nice looking turn. But the pole plant, there you're coming down with the pole now. Hard to see, but it's really almost behind your boot. So get it out in front a little bit more. And at this point in time, we should be bringing that outside left arm, more forward than you are right there. All right? We don't want to go through the center of the turn, kind of where the panel would be, with our arms out to the side like a bird. That's okay at the top of the turn, right? But once we get going towards where the panel is, they've got to be driving forward. But that's a pretty good scan. We just got to have the confidence to bring that to the race hill.